I let us embrace and honor old age, for it is rich with joy if we know how to cherish it. Wherever I turn, I see evidence that I'm getting older. Recently I went to my countryside estate and objected to the expenses incurred to repair the dilapidated building. My caretaker insisted that the damage was not his fault, that he was doing everything possible, but the house was just old, and this was the house that I had built with my own hands. If stones of my own construction are deteriorating with age, what can I expect from my own future? I was furious, and took the first chance to express my anger to the caretaker. "Look at these neglected plane trees," I exclaimed. "They have no leaves, and their branches are twisted and withered, and their trunks are rough and unkempt. If someone would have tended to their roots and watered them regularly, they wouldn't be in such a state." The caretaker swore that he was doing all he could and that the trees were simply old. But I knew the truth. I had planted those trees myself and had seen them grow and thrive in their early days. Then I turned towards the door and exclaimed, "Who is this feeble old man? It's fitting that he's stationed at the entrance as he's headed towards the end of his life. Where did you find him? What pleasure did you derive from burying someone else's dead?" But the servant replied, "Don't you remember me, sir? I'm Felicio. You used to give me little figurines as gifts. My father was Lucilius, your steward, and I am your beloved slave." The man must be mad, I thought. Has my favorite slave regressed back into childhood? But perhaps it's possible, considering that he's lost some of his teeth. My country estate revealed to me the truth of my aging wherever I looked. Let us embrace and honor old age, for it is rich with joy if we know how to cherish it. Fruits are sweetest right before they begin to rot. Youth is most enchanting in its final moments. The final drink satisfies the drunkard, the one that drenches him and completes his drunkenness. Each pleasure reserves its greatest delights until the end. Life is most delightful when you're over the hill, but not quite reach the abrupt decline. I think that the time when we are, so to speak, standing on the edge of the roof has its own delights. It could be that not wanting pleasures anymore gives us comfort instead. How comforting it is to have satisfied all our desires and put them to rest. Perhaps you object, saying, "But it's unsettling to looking death in the face." I believe that death should be looked in the face by the young and old alike. We are not summoned based on our status or position. Besides, no one is too old to hope for one more day of life. And remember, one day is a significant step on life's journey. Our lives are divided into parts, like concentric circles. The largest circle encompasses everything, from our birth to our final day. The next circle contains the period of our youth, the third our childhood. Then there is the year, a circle in a class of its own, which holds all the smaller divisions of time that add up to a lifetime. The month has a narrower circle, and the smallest circle of all is the day. Yet even a single day has a beginning and an end, a sunrise and a sunset. Heraclitus, who was known for his obscure writing style, once said, "One day is equal to every day." There are different interpretations of this saying. Some people believe that every day has the same number of hours, which is true if we consider a day to be 24 hours long, because the night compensates for the daylight. However, others argue that one day is equal to all days in terms of their qualities and characteristics. This is because even the longest span of time can be found in a single day, such as light and darkness, and these same alternations of time occur in eternity as well. A day may be shorter or longer, but it is always made up of the same elements. Therefore, we should treat each day as if it were our last, as if it were the culmination and fulfillment of our lives. Pacuvius, who had made Syria his home for a long time, used to hold a regular funeral feast in honor of himself, complete with wine and all the usual funeral rituals. Afterwards, he would have himself carried from the dining room to his bedroom, while eunuchs applauded and sang in Greek to a musical accompaniment. "He has lived his life. He has lived his life." Thus, Pacuvius had himself carried out to burial every day. Let us, however, do this with good intention instead of out of depravity. Let us go to sleep with joy and gladness, saying, "I have lived. The course of fate set before me is finished." And if God blesses us with another day, let us welcome it with open hearts. The happiest person is the one who can embrace the future without fear, knowing that with each new day he receives a gift, another opportunity to experience life. It is time for me to conclude this letter, but don't worry. It brings with it a great gift, for what can be more precious than the words I now impart? It is wrong to live under constraint, but no one is forced to do so. How true is that? If you look around, you will find many short and simple paths to freedom. Let us thank God that no one can force us to live. We have the power to break free from the chains that bind us. You may ask, but these words were spoken by Epicurus. Why do you use someone else's words? I argue that truth belongs to everyone, and I will continue to share quotes from Epicurus with you, so that those who give more weight to the speaker than to the words spoken will realize that the best ideas belong to everyone and are not limited to any one person. Comment below. What are you doing to get the most out of each day? Farewell, my friend. This was the 12th moral letter to Lucilius from Lucius Annaeus Seneca on old age, paraphrased by Apex Philosophy. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.